Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I'm super excited. I feel like I always say that though, because I really am. But I have been really diving into like self-development, especially coming back from my 7 day sabbatical, and it's just been really great. So I feel like I have a lot of value to share, but also Becca is going to be speaking on here too. And Becca is just, I mean, if you don't know her story, she's just honestly, she's great. Okay, so you'll hear from her in just a second. Love you, Becca. And so the title of this team Zoom is all about vision, because I think a lot of people get stuck in this area. And I know for me personally, being in this business and just doing what I do day in, day out, sometimes I get really stuck in vision and I'm like, okay, well, what next? I've had this accomplished, I've done this, or maybe I've been praying and dreaming for a goal for so long and it hasn't happened, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to give up on this dream. Like, is it even possible? Is it even ever going to happen? And I know what it feels like to have that happen. So I'm coming from two sides. So if you're on one end of the spectrum or other, just know that I can relate to you with two different sides. And so what I'm going to be coming from is about those different topics. But I just think vision is super important. And for us specifically, our team, I have so much vision for where I would love to see each of you go. And it's funny because with the sabbatical that I took, a lot of things that kept pointing back to me, and I literally got confirmation from so many different sources, it was really weird, is it kept saying, and the saying was, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about people. It's about the people that you're trying to help. It's about them and their goals. And if you ever want to see yourself going to where you want to go, you have to help your other people rise. And I was like, wow, it's kind of a hit in the face. Like, I knew that, but at the same time, I was like, well, how? And the biggest thing that I could say is vision. And so I know for me, when I didn't know exactly where I was going, it was because I lacked vision. And I've actually lacked vision probably for the past year. I knew somewhat what I wanted for us, but it never really clicked until now. And so I'm really excited to share. So I'm going to read something to you guys. And I have 3 different pages from this leadership book. I always talk about this, but it's a John Maxwell book. He's really good with leadership. Even if you feel like you're someone who isn't in leadership role, something that I will always take away from a podcast that I listen to is you are a leader some way, shape, or form. Whether you lead yourself, whether you lead your kids, whether you lead someone in your family, you lead a relationship or a friendship, you are a leader some way, some shape, or form. So don't count yourself out. But it talks about, like, this first page talks about having goals and what it does for you and how it leads the roadmap to success. And obviously each of you guys are on this for a reason. You guys want to have success no matter what area it is. It could be you want $500, could be you want all your team members to win and they make $500. It could be whatever. So this can apply to anybody, but it says, what separates a motivated person from all the others, ? The answer is that he has goals. He has identified what he wants to accomplish to fulfill his purpose and maximize his potential. You see, on the success journey, the goals you set become your route. And to make progress, you need that, not because you're hoping or expecting to reach some final destination, but because it shows you how to take the journey. On the success journey, the first part of the trip is just as important as the last. The main thing is to be constantly moving towards your destination, and setting goals is the best way to make sure that that continues to happen. That's the first question that I have for you. And this can kind of be like rhetorical, so you don't have to answer in the chat, but just to kind of get the vision rolling is, number one, have you even set goals for yourself? And Becca and I will both kind of talk about this, but the first thing is, if you are setting goals and you are that person who has set goals, are you setting too long-term of goals? 2, and I'll give you an example. Are you setting a long-term goal of you want to buy a house, or you want to have a down payment for a house and the down payment's like $7,500 and you have $0 to your name right now? To you, that might feel absolutely impossible, and that might be so far ahead of where you are at right now that it almost feels impossible, and it's almost to the point where it's discouraging, where it's like, I don't think I could ever reach that right now in this point of life. I'm not there, and it's just getting discouraging day by day. Are you setting too futuristic of goals? Or are you setting too short-term goals? Are you setting something so short-term to where that I'm trying to think of an example for short-term. I wrote it down for short-term because I had an example that was really good, because I had to think about this for a second. Oh, okay. The short term comes with, for an example, say you have worked your entire life, which most of us have, for an 8 to 5 job, or a job where you get paid immediately for the work that you do. For instance, you know that when you clock into your work, you get 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. You're going to clock out at the end of the day, and then in 2 weeks, you're going to see a paycheck. That's short term thinking. So you're not thinking long term at all. You're not thinking about, okay, well, in 2 months from now, I know that my work is going to pay off, or I know that the conversations I have today, tomorrow, the next week, the next day, they're going to continue to build and build and build and build and build. And then you see your vision from a year from now. Some of y'all are so short term because you're so used to that lifestyle that it's kind of a culture shock to you when you come into this business and you're not getting the paycheck literally the second that you sign up someone. It's going to roll around into your commissions paycheck. And one thing that's really great about this business is when you get the 4-in-1 bonuses, those come every Friday. I literally almost get a bonus every single Friday. And so you can make that happen, but it all goes back to what goals are you setting? Are you setting yourself up for failure? Or are you setting yourself up too long term to where you're getting discouraged? And if you're not doing both, then you're probably setting yourself up for failure, because you need to have both. So for me, for instance, I would love to see Dallas and I go debt free again. I became debt free a year and a half ago, I think, with the business. And then when we got married, I carried on his debt. Love him, carried on his debt. So I got his debt, and now I'm like, okay, I would love for us to go debt free again. We're like so far away from that happening right now. So that is a big term goal that I have. It's a goal that I have on my dream board. But leading up to that, I'm going to put the smaller debts that we have to pay off. That's what motivates me. It might not motivate you. It might be too stressful to think about you paying off debt. So you need to focus on something else. So I will stop there just for a second, because Becca, I want to give you, if you want to top on that and talk on that topic, or if you want to talk on something else, and then I have something else to read, but I wanted to give you a spotlight on to talk about that.
Yeah, that was all really good. I think just something to go off of that, like having short-term goals is so important, you guys, because I'm not sure if you guys know what dream boards are or not. I'll briefly touch on that. It's just literally having a board where you put things on there you want. So like Macy was talking about, it could be debt, could be buying a house, could be a car you want. But also have on dream boards things like you want to be able to have extra cash to go get your nails done. You want to be able to put gas in the car without having to put it on a credit card or something simple like that. For me, when I started this business, I wanted to be able to buy my kids diapers and wipes without having to worry about it, because the day that I joined this business, for those who don't know my story, I was literally at Walmart on the phone with my ex begging him to like send me money over Walmart to be able to get my daughter diapers and wipes and baby food, because I had no money. I could not afford it. We had just split and I was learning how to be a single mom and I was pregnant at the time. And so that's something I never wanted to have to go through again. So now every single month when I get my paycheck, the first thing I do is I tithe 10%. And then the second thing that I do is go to Walmart or Target or wherever and buy each of my kids. I have 3 kids in diapers. I buy each of them a case of diapers and a case of wipes, because that's what I joined this business for. So that's one small goal that will probably forever be on my dream board, just because being able to do that is just so important for me. I mean, granted, my kids won't always be in diapers and wipes, but for now, that's what's going on with them. So just being able to have those small goals, so that when you hit those, it gives you that boost of confidence to be like, okay, I can do this. Like, I can buy them diapers and wipes. Like, what else can I do with this? So I have bigger things on my dream board. Like right now, my fiance and I are in our fixer-upper home. So we've been like on my dream board right now. It consists of like, we're going to redo our kitchen, like what else I want to do to finish up the bathroom. We want to, like, my son's room isn't finished yet, so things we want to do on that. Like, our bedroom is done, but we want to be able to put an office in there, like just little things that I know eventually will happen, because it can make the small things happen, like buying diapers and wipes or gas and groceries, whatever it is you need. So another thing for how you can like put action to getting these small goals that you want is things like getting your 4-in-1 every month. Those are unlimited bonuses, and I'll tell you what, they're so helpful for, especially with just everything in the economy going up right now. I love getting the $150 bonuses for 4-in-1s. And then it's really cool because when you help your friend that you sign up, when you help them get their 4-in-1, you get another $350 bonus. Like if you just do that one cycle a month, that's going to get you an extra $500 a month on top of your commissions. And then guys, with this success bonus that we have right now, if you do that one time a month, you'll earn the additional $2,500. Like there is so much unlimited potential with this, and I am going for that so bad because I have a why behind it, and my why behind it right now is finishing getting things we need for this house. And like you have to have specific things for your goals. Like I could be like, yeah, I want the extra $2,500 to go towards my house. Okay, what specifically is that going to go into my house? So there's a girl on my team too that is going to be having a little boy, and she's so excited about it. So it's like, okay, you want to set that money aside for your baby. Like what specifically, like really get thinking, like, do you have things on your registry that you know that that's something that you really want? Like work towards that. And your why has to be so important, because I can tell you that there's so many days that I get up in the morning and just I don't have the motivation to get any work done, but I just think about, the things that my kids need and the things that I want to be able to accomplish. And that's what makes me put in the work every single day.
I love it. Yeah. I hear your story and I still know it every single time you say it because it's so powerful. And the people that you bring into this business are going to relate to your story. And I can tell you from personal experience, you guys, people that join Becca always have like some story that relates to her, or her story gives them hope that when they have the type of lifestyle or when they want kids and stuff like that, they know that they can trust her because the things that she's been through, and she's very open about that. I love everything that you said, and it was so valuable. And with the success bonus, you guys, I'm telling you, please, 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 please don't count yourself out. I was someone who counted myself out probably for every single bonus that this business has ever provided. I've earned a $10,000 bonus. I earned a $15,000 bonus. I earned the success bonus this past go around. But that's 3 out of probably the million that they've announced. And with those 3, every single time I earned those, it was because I had a clear vision. And this is going to sound really just like repetitive to some people. I get that. And you're like, okay, can I get some solid facts? Can I get something to help me earn that? I know. This isn't going to be like hey, go post this on your Instagram or go do this. You have all the tools necessary. And if you have any questions about that, ask your enroller or ask me, that will totally help you. This is more of getting your mindset right and getting your vision right tonight. So this kind of goes into the next topic of what I was talking about. So setting a goal, but then it's also goals and dreams and the vision kind of tie in all together. So this is what it says on this page. It says the power of a dream. And it says, I believe that each of us has a dream placed in our heart. I'm not talking about wanting to win the lottery. That kind of idea comes from a desire to escape our present circumstances, not to pursue a heartfelt dream. I'm talking about a vision deep inside that speaks to the very soul. It's the thing we were born to do. It draws on our talents and gifts. It appeals to our highest ideals. It sparks our feelings of destiny. It inseparably linked to our purpose in life. The dream starts us on the success journey. A dream does many things for us, and then it goes into different categories. It says a dream gives us direction. A dream gives us or increases our potential. A dream helps us prioritize. A dream adds value to our work. A dream predicts our future. And then it just goes on to say, it says, Oliver Holmes, the great thing is noted, the great thing in the world is not so much where we are, but in what direction we are moving. This is also one of the great things about having a dream, is you can always pursue a dream no matter where you are today. And what happened in the past doesn't define you where you are going and what lies ahead in the future. And then it also goes to say, no matter what a person's past may have been, his future is spotless. You can begin pursuing your dream today. And that's something that I do love about a dream. And that's something I love about this business, and that you should probably catch on to by now if you haven't already. We're going to tell you that you can do it. And I know it probably sounds cliche when you see those quotes, when you see those people say like, no, you can go after anything that you want. You can. I promise you can make it. And then you're probably like, but you don't know my circumstances. But you don't know what I've been through in the past 24 hours. But you don't know what I'm going through right now. And then you put that but in between, you guys. I just went to therapy today and I'm super filled up from therapy. And she's been kind of teaching me through like my childhood traumas of like what I went through as trauma. I've been through some trauma and I'd never called it trauma before. And I'm starting to speak out about it a little bit. I will never tell details, maybe never, because I don't feel comfortable about it. But I've been through childhood trauma and I never thought it was trauma because I was like, oh, other people have been through worse. And she was like, sister, I'm so glad you're here today because you've been through some trauma. And I'm like, okay, well, glad it's confirmed. So I know I'm not crazy. So I have been through some things, but that I've never let that determine the success of what I wanted. If anything, it's driven me. And I'm sure that you've heard this before on different Zooms. Maybe it'll click this time. Maybe if you don't know exactly what you're working towards, figure out what you're running away from. And that was really powerful to me when I heard that, because I know for me, watching my parents lose absolutely everything that we had and having to go into such a small home, having to almost go on food stamps, having to help my mom pay bills at 16, I don't want that for my kids. I do not want to see other people go through that struggle. And I dang well don't want to see people on my team go through that. And so that's something that provides me with the motivation to wake up every single day, be the best that I can be, help you guys with your goals. And so if you ever had a dream in your heart, and even if you felt like it was impossible, there was something deep down in you that just excited you to get up in the morning and you're like, you know what, today could be the day that I go after my dream. Today could be the day of this. And so that's one thing that I want you to do is get clear with your dream. Like, what do you want? I remember I asked someone when we were at like an engagement party not too long ago, it was like a game we were playing. And it was like something like, what's the wow, or like, if you could choose to be anything, what would it be? And I instantly was like, oh, I would be someone who travels around the world and gives food reviews. And everybody looked at me and they were like, how did you come up with that so quickly? Like, that's just so hard to think of. Like, I just was going to say, like, go to the beach. And I was like, because I dream daily. Like, it just comes naturally to me. Like, I just love dreaming and nothing is limited to me. Like, I dream of having a freaking boat one day. I dream of that being able to fly on private jets. I dream of these things. I dream of having a chef. And it's not because I'm like someone who has to have all these bougie things. It's just because it's cool to dream that. And it's like cool to envision your life if that were the case. And so that gets your mind growing and constantly going. And so that's something that I want you to know is when you have a dream, it gives you clear direction. So maybe you don't have a dream and you've just been lost and you're like, well, I'm working the business, but I don't really know what I'm working it for. So I'm not really motivated. I've been there before. I have been there before, believe me. So you're not alone. And know that the dream increases potential. So, you know, when you have a dream, when you have a vision, it starts getting that fire in you and you start getting more excited about what you're doing daily. And then also it helps you prioritize. So you know that if you have a dream in your mind, you're not going to keep watching Netflix for 24 hours straight. You're going to probably turn that off and be like, oh, I need to send some messages. I can tell y'all more in the past couple of months, I've been so less concerned with watching TV. And I used to love TV. I don't know what it is. I used to love TV. And now I'm like, it doesn't really interest me as much. And it's because I'm so on fire about what I have for our vision, what I have for my goals, that stuff no longer serves me. It doesn't excite me as much. And so today I gave myself a reward. I was like, I'm not going to watch TV and I'm not going to clean my house until after I send 3 rounds of messages. And that's what I did. I rewarded myself after I sent 3 rounds of messages because that dream in the back of my mind right now, I know what I'm going for. I'm going for 5 more distributors and 20 customers by the end of this month. Why? Because that's going to get me to the bonuses that I need in order for me to pay for this backyard thing that we have. It's like $3,000. Okay. It's annoying. We have to pay $3,000 to get our backyard fixed. So I'm going after that. So I have a clear vision of what I want. But aside from that, I have different visions too. That's not the only dream that I have. I have dreams and visions for you guys to go Ruby. I want it to at least see 3 of you earn your success bonuses, at least 3 of y'all. And then I have other dreams as far as I want 3 people to go Ruby. I want 3 people to make full-time incomes with this by the end of this month. I have these visions in mind. Do I feel 110% confident they're going to happen? No, but do I feel 110% confident that my dreams are going to happen right away? No, but I'm going to keep working towards them, and that's what's going to get me excited, and eventually they will happen. That's the biggest thing is you have to know that eventually, if you keep going and keep going and keep going and keep growing, it's impossible for you not to hit those goals that you want. And it's statistically impossible in this business if you're doing all the things for you not to hit the things along the way. And I mean all the things. I mean messaging every single day, following up, posting about the products, posting about the business, interacting, doing the task list that I tell you and that I've shown you to do. So just make sure to have that clear vision in mind. And then the last page that I'm going to read, it says find a purpose. So purpose, dream, goal, vision is all the things that I have talked about. But the biggest thing that is going to end us on this note is talking about purpose and the things that you do and the purpose behind what you are doing. Because some of y'all are like, okay, I'm messaging, I'm posting, but I don't see the purpose and behind what I'm doing. I don't see the purpose behind this because I haven't gotten a text message. I literally have people text me daily and they're like, hey, so I posted and then I messaged one round, but I haven't gotten any responses. And I'm like, that's not the purpose for you to do this. I mean, it is a purpose to get responses. The purpose though behind that is for people to see that you are showing up for yourself daily. And the purpose is to do continual efforts so you see continual results. So this is really powerful, and hopefully I don't stutter because I hate reading out loud and this is kind of a long passage, so bear with me. But it says find a purpose, and it says more than anything else, having a sense of purpose keeps a person going in the midst of adversity. Business consultant Paul Stoltz did an extensive study on what it takes for individuals to persist through setbacks. And then it says, according to him, the most important ingredient of persistence is identifying your mountain, your purpose in life, so that the work you do is meaningful. I run into people every single day who are basically climbing the wrong mountain. People who have spent 20 years or more of their lives doing this something that has no deep purpose for them. Suddenly they look back and go, what have I been doing? If you are a purpose-driven person naturally, then you probably already possess an innate sense of direction that helps you overcome adversity. I can actually say that I am. Not a lot of people can, and that's completely okay. But for me, I'm not going to keep doing something that I'm not passionate about. Like if I don't like feel it deep in my heart, like it's just not going to serve me, so I'm not going to do it. And so I literally can say I've never felt like I've done a job that I've just done to pay the bills. Like I feel like I've done jobs where I'm like, ooh, this feels good. You know, I'm excited and stuff. And so that's the type of person I am. Not everybody's that way, and that is completely okay. So it kind of comes naturally to me, but something that my therapist told me today is like, learn to love people's differences and learn to love and see value in different people. So know that you still provide value, even if you're not that way. And then it says, use the following steps to help you develop a desire. Then it says, get next to people who possess great desire. That's why plugging into these Zooms and plugging into the group chats, plugging into whoever you can stay close to in this business, plugging into the fire, going to the event. If you can get to the Jackson, Mississippi event, May 20th that I'm hosting, please get to it. It's so fun. I promise you it'll be amazing. I'm still hoping that I'll see Bailey there. And then I have a few other people that said that they can come on this team. And then I have potentials that are lined up to go to. But if you can get to a local event, I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. It's so fun. And then it says develop discontent with status quo, which status quo I think means like mediocrity. I think, don't quote me on that. And then it says search for a goal that excites you. So again, if your goal isn't exciting you, maybe you joined this business because you wanted gas money. Maybe you've already made that, or you're kind of tired of that and you're like, okay, I don't really want to work towards gas money. Let me work towards like paying off debt, or let me work towards buying a whole new wardrobe, whatever it might be. Maybe you need to shift your goal to excite you. My goals excite me. Not every goal that I've hit though not every goal that I've set has excited me in the past. So I kind of had to shift that if it wasn't happening as fast as I wanted it to. And the one that I got excited about is the one that I completed. And then it says, put your most vital possessions into that goal, meaning giving all your resources, giving all your time, giving all your energy, giving all your I guess I already said it, your energy. Okay, so giving all of your attention to that. So knowing that if you are working towards a goal that you genuinely just don't feel in your heart fires you up, change it. So you can give all your time and energy, because people are going to feel that energy through your social media. People are going to feel that energy when you are talking to these people, when you're talking to your potentials. If you're just like doing it, going through the motions and you don't really care, people are going to feel that. And chances are it's probably why you're not signing someone. It's because your energy is low and you need to get re-fired up, re-excited, getting to an event, getting closer on the fire, finding an accountability partner. No matter what it is, I promise you it's going to be helpful to do that. And then it says, visualize yourself enjoying the rewards of that goal. So this goes back to visualization. And I know this sounds crazy and I'll end it on this, but the biggest thing that you can do is visualize. And call me crazy. I might be someone that is just like too much, but at the end of the night, before I go to bed, we turn off the TV. And I'm not normally tired when we turn off the TV. I just kind of sit there and I just imagine. And I'm like, okay, I don't try to look too far into the future. I don't try to sit here and like replay like things I could have done wrong or right or anything. I normally just visualize the future and I'm like, What will it be like when we're debt free? What will I feel like when we're debt free? What will it be like when so and so goes diamond, or when they get that success bonus in their bank account and then they text me saying that they earned it? You know, I visualize those things, like visualizing those in my head. And so maybe you aren't such a visual person, and maybe you need to train your brain to kind of like start thinking. And maybe you're someone that's like, I can't sit still for 5 seconds. That's fine. Maybe while you're moving around doing something, visualize, like, if you really want new furniture and you're in your house, like, why don't you visualize having a new couch and visualizing you getting that paycheck from this business to earn that money for the new couch. I say new couch because we got a new couch and it was phenomenal. And that was one thing I put on my dream board. I was like, I want all new furniture. I do not want hand-me-down furniture. And let me just tell you, having a brand new couch is so nice. So that's one of the things. Make sure you're visualizing it. And then if you're genuinely like confused and you're like, I don't know what to like shoot for, I'm not money driven, I'm not goal driven, I'm not anything, maybe think about the people's lives that you can change in the process when you do earn that bonus. When you know that there's probably a mom that's following you on social media who has literally been so beaten down in life from whatever's happened, that you know that you could at least give her some type of hope if you were to reach after your goals. Like, if you're someone who's really people oriented and really wants to like take care of people, which I know some of you are. So it just depends on what it like kind of serves you, but you have to figure out what goal, what vision, what purpose you are going for. Because if you're constantly going through the motions day in and day out of this business, you guys, it's like a job. And I don't know if y'all were on the Zoom the other night about Amy Spence saying it, it's a job. At the end of the day, it's a freaking job. So are you going to find things in this business that aren't fun? Absolutely, you guys. I fill out my task list every day. I'll show you all my planner every single day. I fill out my task list every single day. You know what one I really dread doing is messaging, okay? It's not because I'm scared of the responses. It's not because of that. It's just like, ugh, it's not as fun to me. So what I do is I play some music while I'm messaging, and I set a timer for like 10 to 20 minutes. And I do it then, and I do it in spurts, and then I reward myself immediately after. And I'm like, ooh, let me go have that piece of cake, or let me go, clean my house now because that satisfies me, or let me go take the dogs to the dog park. I don't know. Satisfy yourself with something, but make sure that you're doing it for a purpose. I know my purpose. What's yours? At the end of the day, you want people to know that you're doing something for a purpose, and maybe you feel like what you've been doing lately isn't out of purpose. Well, that's okay. Good thing is you can always find a purpose in something. Okay, this business is fun, and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be so exciting, but sometimes it can get stagnant, especially when you're not seeing results. I was talking to a girl today, and I know that after our talk today, she's going to literally crush it. But she was like, I feel like I'm doing all the things. I'm so discouraged. I don't see results. And I'm like, okay, let's be real. Let's have a self-evaluation really quickly. If you are being completely honest with yourself, are you doing all the things? And if you think you are, do you have anything to track it so I can see that you're doing all the things? And she was like, no, I don't have anything to track it. I was like, okay, let's start there, because chances are the discouragement comes when you don't see results, but when you don't see results, it's because you aren't doing all the things. And I can tell you that 120 million% over and over and over again. I've been in this business long enough to say that, okay? And I've had my own personal experience with that. I see results day in and day out, consistently every single day, whether it's someone just saying they're interested or whether it's actually signing someone on the spot. I see results because I do the work consistently, and it's because I track it down with my planner. If I didn't have this, I would just be like twiddling my thumbs. And I've done that before, and I was not as successful. I picked up this planner method last year, and last year was the most money I had ever made in this business. And I know it was fully because I started tracking everything that I was doing. So I'm not going to go any longer, but hopefully this helps. If you need help with your vision, if you need help with your dream, if you need help with clarity on where you're going, where you're headed, what you want, I hope you know by now that you can come to me. I hope you know by now that I care, and that at the end of the day, I want us all to win. In order for me to even think about even possibly reaching my goals, I've got to break it down and help you guys with your goals, but I do need effort back. Like you understand, like a relationship is 2 and 2. It's not like one's doing all the work and then one's just sitting there. It's coerced. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm trying to make up words, and they don't make sense to me. So anyways, it's a relationship. We got to connect. We got to do it together. So let me know if you have any questions about vision, clarity, whatever you need to do. I want our team to go presidential, but before I even think about presidential, I want each of you guys to be winning, and winning every single day, and winning in every single aspect of your life. And so I know that we can do that, and I know that it's just going to be amazing. So I love you guys. We have some announcements for tomorrow. So be looking out for that corporate announced today on the VIP page that we have. And it's announcements that are going to be really fun. It's going to be like an online event tomorrow and Sunday for your potentials, but also for you, and you'll earn prizes. They'll earn prizes. It's really fun. I'll send details, but I don't want to take up more time on this. So hopefully that helps. I'll stop recording.